Before I will start on my blog, I just want to tell you about DGIOM pipe. This the device that I'm using for my blog. This is the one my brother gave me last Christmas Day. Thank you so much, DJIOM pipe.
Take advantage of that. Now, if you do come down to the second deck bar, please bring a debit card or credit card because we are a cashless bar, so that would help us from Bellingham, Washington, which is, some miles north. So lived in Pacific Northwest for most of my life. But I am interested in where a lot of you folks have come from, so what I'm going to do is name a region of the country or a state, and you just make some noise letting everyone else know where you're at. So first off, do we have any locals on board? You don't count, Captain. So we do have a few. So we got some fact checkers. I gotta stay honest. No exaggerated stories. How about the west? The waterfront doesn't go perfectly north to south, so they have a small angle as a result. Now this had an unintended consequence that trains were able to load directly onto the piers and load and unload their goods directly on the boats, giving Seattle a little bit of an upper hand when it came to the efficiency of shipping. Actually 2 tons of gold, so happy mistake there. And this kicked off the Klondike Gold Rush. This is an important event for Seattle because it brought everyone from all over the country to get outfitted here to make their way up to Alaska. I do want to talk about 7. With the philosophy of meet the producers. And that's because there was a lot of price gouging going on in those days. So the farmers ended up cutting out the middleman and just selling directly to the consumers. This proved to be very popular, and that's why not only did it last that long, it also expanded. Because I'm sure a lot of you have been to Place Market. Raise your hand if you've been there. Now, have you been to all 5 floors of it yet? That was a couple, so definitely a lot of you can go back. Now, back during those pioneer gold rush days, we ended up having the nickname Gateway to Alaska because we were one of the last major cities in the U.S. to get outfitted in before you make the trek north. Now, we still kind of maintain retail shops and some bars there, so it shows how our attitude of alcohol has changed. And it was once a TV studio too. If you remember that old channel MTV from way back in the day, specifically the Midwest, and then shipped over by rail, where then you see it, all those silos just be on the ship, it's all stored there. And when they're ready to ship it to East Asia, they just bring it up that elevator and just grab what he's doing in 2006. Over 30 U.S. admirals have lived in that house, and they posted all sorts of people such as ambassadors, military officials, politicians. However, since 2010, it's just been considered a historical site, but it is a private event space that you can rent for various occasions. Alright, so we will be making our turn. One of our newer skyscrapers. It was actually just built in 2019, and it went up really, really fast. It was built in a matter of almost a year, so definitely very speedy building. Now, something unique about that one is divided into 3 sections, with the upper third being dedicated to